Yeah, right. Like
Okay,
it's
looks like we're
it's
back.
your first real money, and then
One day, and all of a
Got a
sudden,
little bit of technical difficulties.
where'd you go?
Welcome back, everyone.
I could see that being very appealing. I don't know what they're talking about. Here's his comment after your comment.
Sorry, I wasn't able to keep the action for this last hand, but I'm back, and hopefully we'll be able to jump into the action from here.
I think he said I can see that being very
If
appealing.
you're just tuning in, we're playing 5, 10, 25, 50, sometimes 100.
I don't know what's going on at the end of the table.
where'd you go?
Arkansas. Arkansas and Louisiana, back and forth. Louisiana Tech. So you're like really country.
Carl Malone.
Yeah, actually went to high school with his daughter.
Terry Bradshaw.
One of the ones that he claims, or one of the ones that he
One of the ones he claims. Yeah, she's like a supermodel now or something.
Danny raising it up with
No, I don't.
King
But I
8
just had dinner with
suited.
him 3 months ago, and I have a helmet signed with him and Joe. Wow.
Ooh, and Paolo definitely taking the aggressive line, especially against the hijack. Fives is generally a fold, but you can 3-bet it, 1 to 5% of the time.
Oh.
Ooh, and JD with a cold 4. Definitely a minority 4-bet, but quite spicy here. And well done.
Oh, he was, yeah, absolutely.
Should have missed.
Is the other one the same?
Cold 4-bet's good. Got a lot of
Had the
respect.
birds.
Adding them to your game is definitely something that really adds to the win rate in the long run.
I've never heard that story. God, I wish I'd known that.
I had to
'Cause
go
I would have talked to him
study
about that. He's got his own line of bourbon.
Pitbull's
now. He's
like
got cancer.
music, like discography. That way I can like slip him into like insults here, you know?
With his daughter.
You put in the 4-bet, you like blow my whistle.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Notice he calls from under the gun with Jack 10. This is a spot where we saw him limp re-raise before with Jack, so he's definitely going to be mixing it up here. Let's see if he goes for a limp re-raise again, or if he just calls. Just calls this time.
You're playing too fast.
King 2-3. Carlos is gonna take a shot here as the only person who really should be able to, represent a stronger king. Or Paolo, sorry. Looking at the wrong order of player here.
Professional bridge.
Takes it down. How long ago was JD grinding the 1-2 stakes? I don't think that JD has ever grinded the 1-2 stakes. I mean, I'm sure that there was like way back in the day, there were stories when these guys were all regulars out at Choctaw, but like a lot of these guys, especially players who, own car dealerships or bankers, they just buy in directly into the high stakes, right? That's definitely something that a lot of people don't realize, is that the high stakes players or the high stakes games are not extremely pro-filled. They often are just, guys who just are ready to take that shot and bankroll for it. And if you have the skills, once you reach those stakes to keep grinding them, then yeah, keep going.
That was Army.
I was starting to get into pickleball.
Almost raises it up to 225. We're gonna have to play along with the other two players because we don't know who's hand.
It's funny that I say it to other veterans. Check.
Dunn flops a little bit of something with a gut shot over and a back door. OFC flops
I have a buddy who is a Marine.
some back doors and overs as
Every
well.
time I see him, I say it to him because he fucking hates it. yeah. It's like on the table. He doesn't like talking about it much, but like I was like, oh yeah. I was like, then like
I always
other
get the
people at the
proof.
table like, oh yeah, and so like they'll do it too. He's just like
Definitely a spot where
why do you do this?
I'll tell you a bad beat story.
you can think about floating with ace nine, the gut shot out of position.
Right, I did like the amount of times.
If you don't call with that kind of hand, then After the turn goes check, check.
Station of choice.
You might be a little bit
Colonel wanted to send me to OCS, so all of a sudden,
value heavy on the river. Just
and I haven't talked
you
to
definitely need to
over 2
find a way to be
years.
able to distribute
I
bluffs
randomly get a
across
letter
all of your
with 12
range.
days notice to go back down.
Calling with a hand like ace nine suited is going to be a good way to start.
I hadn't talked to him at all. 12 days notice. Seriously.
You and I are
Oh, and they made you?
Yeah, but did you hear
sucks.
that? Like I got out, turned down the, and 2 years
Rich
later,
Mike
I get a
folds
random letter
ace
to go
four
back.
suited under the gun. A little bit tight there.
You're the surge? Or?
What's that?
But maybe it's because he knew that
I went the first
OMG
time
had ace king.
in 05, but then that time I got out in 08, and that was 2010.
We're out in Iraq.
Camp Taji.
JD looks down at a hand that is a candidate to 3-bet, but randomizes into a fold.
Like a special base, like down the road from there.
And
Like,
folds to OMG.
official. The second turn was way easy, you know. I didn't have to do much. So.
Well, thank you guys for that.
It sort of screwed me in a different way. I scored pretty high. I went on a delayed enlistment program where I got to choose my career field where I was going to be stationed in 6 months.
And you fucked up and picked Garland?
No, 3 weeks later I got a letter to report after I signed a contract saying it was 6 months.
Oh man, that's unreal.
Not really.
Seems standard.
Yeah, really.
It's like the most believable thing I've heard, yeah.
Folds around to JD, who raises it up,
How long
going
have you
offsuit
been in?
king, but
4 years?
everyone folds, and this is going to be a spot where Danny folded queen 3 suited. I'm going to keep harping on this. When you are in the straddle and you have a suited hand, you cannot fold there.
Braver than me. Appreciate you guys.
I'm afraid
So
to
if
work
you
with
are on the
Ray.
button and you see a player who's folding 7-2 suited
I feel that.
in the straddle, you should be raising a bajillion hands.
Appreciate you guys.
That's...
I ruined my family streak. I would have been like 4th generation. I was like, nah.
Forrest Gump.
They explained chain of command. They explained chain of command to me. I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be good with people telling you what to do.
were married.
Yeah, I wasn't good at authority.
Carlo raising up
JD would have to be at the top.
ace 10, but Dunn's going to wake up with ace 10 suited here. Should clear out the field. Oh, and OFC wakes up with jacks.
Nope. It's a dog.
See if he elects to call or if he comes with the cold 4.
Pit mix. I think it's probably like 30.
The cold 4 is he might have to gamble for his entire stack.
Whatever.
Dogs are the best.
Did she play at all?
We're reaching for big chips. Puts in
Nope.
2.2 thousand. So essentially just committing his stack all in here.
Almost working on.
Carlo's probably going to get out of the way, but I imagine Dunn now,
And then she's
seeing such a large sizing, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to just call. Because then he's going to be put into like a really awkward stack pre-flop. So, and there we go. First all in of the stream, Kings or Ace King versus Pocket Jacks for $14,000.
Well,
Oh, the giant sweat. Oh, and
that's me.
that was so cruel. It happened before I could even say it here. Rusty takes down the first. Looks like Dunn takes down the second.
Ah, what's him?
Chop chop.
Ace King suited versus Jack.
Nice tap.
Yeah. Fucking tournament kids and Ace King, you know?
Damn draw, man.
Boo, we want blood. We gotta run it once so someone can just get stacked. That's what the audience wants. Right? We don't want to see people go all in and chop it up.
You're the coordinator. When it really matters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we always want maximum gain here.
Hate it when you get 5-bet shove.
Jack.
I got
I'm done over here, but I can't do nothing.
like we hung out, but we never really played together either. So it's like you're just like this kid could just fucking have it every time.
Does my straddle advice include a $5 straddle in a 1-2 game?
Something, right?
It's pretty nuts.
I don't think that you have to defend 100% of your student hands, and also it's not only is it if it's a straddle game, but it's also if the rake structure is low. So you know, if you're playing at Bay 101 and it's $5 to see a flop, you do not want to see 100% flop because it's extremely expensive. Here at tchlive, there's no rake for seeing a flop because they take a time to rake, so that format changes it very completely. Generally, if you're playing at a casino 1-2-5 slot game, you should still be playing relatively tight. JD raising up here with a
Can't believe Ace King won either.
blank hand. Can we tell the dealers to have JD put his hand on the
But you didn't have a sweat, you didn't even know.
on the
Well, you thought you had it probably, right? I mean,
what do we call those things?
He
Sensors?
sounded
There we
very
go.
serious
Sensors.
whenever he said that one.
Yes, I know English.
it didn't sound like a joke. I was like, yeah, I believe it.
Timothy with the open-ended straight draw. Board is quite bad for an under-the-gun player. This is going to be a spot where Timothy can actually consider having a small leading range.
Has to show it, yeah.
Goes ahead and checks the
I
turn.
usually don't lie.
No.
There's no point. You're gonna see it in 15 minutes.
JD comes with a large bet on the turn.
15.
So representing quite a narrow range after he checks
Like nobody's
back to
gonna see it
flop,
in
but
15 minutes.
you know, JD definitely can have a
playing
hand like
inside.
aces, kings, queens that check back to flop. Those are going to be, you know, not.
This should be. I don't know.
It should be relatively standard to have some checks with those kind of overpair type hands.
You were honest earlier to me about your hand too, that you pulled a big ace. I was shocked.
Now,
No, I didn't.
board
I
comes
had-
forward to a
yeah, yeah.
straight, and JD generally should not have too much of this.
I would hope so.
I think a hand like queens should probably give up here.
What'd you have, kings? I put you on kings. When I
And JD just give it up.
You're too good.
Me? Thank you. That's the first.
Well played, Timothy.
God, you made my night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm the worst player they say on every Wednesday stream.
Trying to think about what hands JD would have that takes that line. Maybe something like Jack 10
That surprised
suited,
me.
maybe something like
Wow.
King Queen. But either way, well played, Timothy.
JD comes to play Wednesday streams just for me. He's like, this idiot is gonna be on the table. I want to play.
Feels the opposite sometimes, Sean.
He was just down here singing your praises too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you lie, sometimes you tell the truth.
So that's
That doesn't mean I play
You
good.
love to sneak one through.
No, I said you're perfectly balanced and you never know where he's at. Like he's just like
Yeah.
Like there when he said like that's me, you're like I don't know.
Orpsy is
Like,
perfectly
you know,
balanced when he's
good at the
lying.
game. He's good at it.
After you're done with a hand, he'll tell
my
you what
God.
hand he had, but you do not know if he's lying or telling the truth. Paolo raises, defends by OMG, flops the queen high flush draw. Definitely don't think he's going to go anywhere. In position here, calling two streets, definitely going to be very standard here, but I imagine Paolo's going to check a lot. Ace-Jack offsuit is a hand that has a lot of showdown value. Big blind versus super wide straddle. OMG bets, you know, Paolo releases quite quickly, but this is going to be a spot where after he bets the flop, OMG should have so many floats. Should have, you know, 9-10, should have like, you know, a bunch of like ace-5, a bunch of random things. So I think ace-jack is definitely going to be a hand that I should consider continuing there. And as you see, that it would have been a good call that position. Obviously, you're going to get into some trouble on the river, but you know, that's the magic of wide versus wide ranges in poker.
Well, did you see his clarification? That's what I'm saying.
No, I have
So he announced the clarification that they're going to go modify the bill. He said he said he's not trying to shut these places down. He's trying to clarify that it should be decided at a county level. I don't know how that's going to work, but that's what he said. They're working on modifying the bill.
Queen 8 offsuit on the button, definitely a hand you can think about raising, especially these 3-4 straddle games. Timothy raises
That's what he's
queen
trying
10
to
off
do.
suit,
He
though.
said they're definitely not trying to, like,
They don't
make them illegal.
the second portion behind the HB. You start to
It's not like a cluster, it was a county level.
to the second portion behind it. So after 4 or 5 years, you
It'll be
lose
determined
that.
by the county commissioners.
And since
Looks
your
like
hair's
OG's
thinning anyway,
counting out a
you
3-bet
lose
here.
People.
So you gotta keep doing it, keep doing it. See what I'm saying?
It's fine to fold there. Would have liked to see a 3-bet. Definitely a good candidate hand to see the kind of kings here, but oh, JD looks kind of the real hand. It makes
So the county
So,
commissioners
not
court,
forever,
it's like the executive
good
branch of the
forever,
county.
like 10, 15 years.
I really
12
like
years, you know.
JD. So, you know, JD should be flatting a very, very wide amount of hands here, and when he's calling a lot of hands, he definitely needs to be defending some of these, like, high top of range type
Everybody's
hands.
different.
So I really like that he's flatting some, you know, like ace, queen, offsuit, king, queen, etc. Right? Not just always 3-betting these for value.
Pretty fun, though, like, I kind of decided last night, you know, his Daniel Negreanu? I thought
Ace queen is a lot of heads up wide v wide, so I would often see a defense here. Oh, and JD just goes ahead and makes the fold. So, pure aggression, just taking it down.
You get confident, everybody gets confident.
Yeah, so we haven't seen the new bill. That's what he clarified in the interview. That he,
But definitely a spot where a lot of these guys can consider floating with ace high.
that's not what we're trying to do.
You know, especially when you
Won't get out of committee.
have a hand like ace queen or ace jack that considers 3-betting pre-flop.
I don't know, but if
You know, on a lot of flops when filling bets, like,
you know,
you have to have a lot of equity or have the best hand.
I don't know. We'll see. We gotta see the wording once it's done. You know? The clarification was helpful.
That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big change from what like how it read originally. Yeah.
Lobbyists doing their job.
Well, the judge who signed that order to revoke that, I know him extremely well.
Paolo wakes up with ace queen offsuit on the button, and looks like Timothy has
I wish the powers of
a
be
hand that it's worth
contacted me.
3-betting. I don't expect Paolo to ever fold. This hand should 4-bet a very small percentage of the time. But looks like he just makes the fold.
We shall see.
Completely whiffed. So 10-4-2, these kind of like, you know, Jack or 10x type low boards, you generally will expect to see something between like half and 2/3 pot. So we see 500, like somewhere like in the ballpark. Got a little snap folds there. Close with ace queen. Looks like these guys are never in the mood to be defending ace highs on the flop.
With the electrical engineering, do you do like big projects or just?
Got Mallory Poker in the house.
I work at a company, something like Fortune 500 company.
Okay.
Mallory will definitely take care of you. She is absolutely great.
I do.
Get you into these
I need my
lineups.
boss not to see this, you know.
Do I have money? You work in office or remote?
I've been remote for years, but they
He
try to
moves
get
down
to
at pocket sevens.
We're working through that.
OFC has 2 suited cards,
I don't think
so
that's
it
today.
could be a very, very standard defense.
Not low.
Ace 8. I think OFC might consider folding here, but he should call. Oh
You
no!
have nut low.
You actually don't have the nut low OFC because you have 2 back doors, right? You can hit a 4, you can hit a 5, you can have hearts on the turn. So, you know, like that hand looks like the mathematical nut low, but on an ace high board, that's actually the best you can expect to hit when there is not trips or quads.
I had all of that.
Definitely a spot where I would love to see OFC call or even think about raising there.
Locking it up, huh? You must get unstuck. Now you're locking it.
God, he's not here. This will be fun.
Hand's dead.
Oh my God, he's back.
Thanks for locking it up.
Dead hand playing.
That's also a spot where OFC thinks they think he's showing the nut low, but he actually doesn't have the nut low, right? Like the nut low there probably is like a 7 high type hand.
That's so funny. I was wondering, why are they playing a Chevy commercial on the radio? Oh,
And this is a song. That's funny though.
Danny looks down at pocket fives in the straddle and
Reminds me
defends.
of Cars.
King 8-7. Here, TV's hand is a little bit of a mix, but I imagine that this hand,
go a lot of stars games.
you know,
yeah.
would
I've got
often
season tickets over
bet
there.
with a 9x.
That's awesome.
Does check.
Yeah, this is kind of a one-off. I think it's like a
Danny's
second.
gonna
I think
check
it's a
down.
third
I
game
wonder if
match.
Timothy thinks that he has
Best sport to watch
enough
live.
showdown value
I
just to
agree.
check here.
It's a lot of fun.
He shows down ace
Think about
high,
this.
so this is going to be a spot where I think that ace high probably wants to try to get an opponent off a hand here. In 6 max against the button, maybe this has a little bit more value, but I think the problem is when you're playing against the straddle, he's going to have a little more hands that you want him to try to get him off.
40 seconds. And they're constantly changing in and out because it's such a high intensity.
Oh, that's
It's
crazy.
amazing what they do.
I need to go see a game in person.
I wish I would have talked to you more
What game?
about it. I didn't know anyone. Stars?
Oh yeah, I know everything about it.
Oh yeah, hockey game is small.
Like, did it right
I've
away.
done that in years.
Opening.
Okay, like
20,000 to 15.
I was just. Don't tell me that.
What should I
Is it just $15? Or is there more?
because it's a better
Under the box.
They lost to the Lightning in the final.
Dunn makes it
USA.
4x to the small blind and folds around. And once again, we see that a player has folded a suited hand against a late position player. So
Where'd you go to?
we need to put a big sign up on someone's head every time we see them fold a suited hand. They are being real nitty.
They got the hair molecule as their logo.
A lot better than, I like their coach. Is a nice guy, but he played old school. Thank you, Pete. They're a lot better this year.
Yeah.
feeling that weird high.
Yeah. The mild itchiness.
Way better.
Just give me ace.
Will raises it up with the suited ace from the gun.
Hey, no offense, Kevin, but when is the next dealer?
Powell's been playing quite solid.
I'm just
Aggressive, coming after people, putting on the aggression. I really like it.
You beat the 2-outer with one card to like 20 minutes. Always balance. You beat the 2-outer with one card.
Which 2-outer?
Talking about the
There you
jack.
go.
It's a flip.
Oh, thank God, yeah.
That's pretty.
That could have been pretty brutal.
Man, that's pretty rude to be asking for a new dealer after that.
Losing both of those would have been sick.
Yeah, I was supposed to lose both of them, but
If
I mean, no,
Jackson there didn't scoop,
obviously, I guess just a flip. They would have been pretty nasty. It's like just the fucking cherry
it
on
would have
top,
been nasty
right?
if I hit the jack or a 10 at the bottom
Oh,
one.
don't do that to me.
No, I didn't want to. I was satisfied
Playing a
with the jack
friendly,
on
we're
the
playing a
river.
friendly game of poker. We're playing a friendly
Of course, OFC saying that he wants to play friendly and not scoop the pot, but when I put in a set against his combo draw, he scooped me. Jude's variance are raising it up with a suited ace. JD quickly folding the offsuit 10 with good discipline. Dunn finds the 3-bet button. And I imagine this is just going to be a fold as well for OMG, unless he wants to get spicy with a 4-bet. But calling is going to be the worst option for sure. Yeah, there we go. Just
Oh, the eyes?
Okay, go back to the car.
One of my worst aces. Like this.
Get into that.
I think it's the first 3-bet I got through tonight, actually.
Too early, huh?
You can't say it got it through when it was a good hand.
Well, you had the better hand if you had an ace. So I got it through.
Queen suited is not getting it through.
Close, but not suited.
3-bets my UTG on king queen off. Man, tell me what you really think of me. Alright, Dan. See how you roll. Fellow veteran.
Dunn raising it up with Queen
I don't
Jack
play-
and
I don't play
diamonds.
any
Danny with the
favorites.
dominating
I don't
diamonds
play any
3-bet
favorites.
them.
No favorite.
Getting Timothy to fold out pocket eights here, this is going to be a spot where very often Dunn should think about 4-betting this hand. I think calling from the hijack might be a little bit spooky. Here, this is going to be a great board to lead out. And Dunn finds the lead here. Absolutely great. You know, when you call a 3-bet out of position, you're going to have a lot more 9s, 8s, 5s, etc. So really like this. However, Danny does have a hand that has a lot of backdoor potential. I expect that he's going to find a call here, especially at this depth, a little bit more than 100 big blinds. Starts with the float. Really solid from both players.
Been going to the park and like playing basketball.
Turns a 5, which actually is really good for Danny because a lot of his overpairs now are going to be able to find some continues. But it looks like Dunn has absolutely no intention of giving up. Fires again. And I really like the fact that here on a board that is pretty advantageous for him, he can find, you know, the interesting bluffs, like the curious bluffs. This is really creative and probably, you know, somewhat GTO approved.
Kind of bummed up, like playing poker in Vegas, and then like you just go to work, and the only thing you're doing is playing poker. It's like,
If Danny can step this out and somehow find multiple calls here, that would be very impressive.
hang out with your friends.
We've seen a lot of these players very cognizant to give up these ace highs when they're suspicious. And there we go. He finds the fold again. But we can see in a lot of these spots with the cards face up that if you get suspicious with ace high in a lot more spots, you're going to be winning a lot more than you think. Now, that's going to be a pretty tough spot to find multiple calls, especially if you're going to face action on the river. But, you know, folding ace king, ace queen, I don't know, guys. Gotta find some calls.
No one ever tips drinking. Is that a thing?
Sometimes it depends. We don't have the drinking crew today.
JD's been scolding.
Ooh, JD's bored and raises it up with queen 5, but immediately runs into Dunn's aces. And that's gonna probably end the hand unless someone else wakes up with something stronger.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Nope.
Get that one through.
Fastest burn of $150 I've ever seen.
I have a bottle of tequila I'm going to bring when RV Phil comes back. Next time we play.
Someone's mic is on in the bathroom.
I don't know.
That's what we're hearing.
I don't know. I talked to him last week, I think. He was supposed to play, I think, last week, but then something came up last second. And then, I don't know. I just told him the next time he plays, let me know, and I'll bring the bottle. Usually, if it's like there's some sort of event going on, like in the area, like in the, you know, within 500 miles here.
Horse races on the button, and OMG looks down at a suited hand, so you know what I'm gonna say.
Like when F1 was going on
Defense.
and stuff, like he gets real busy.
Jack 7, both the hand that can call and raise. I do like raising here. You know, when you're out of the blinds, you want to be 3-betting kind of a little bit more of a polarized range here. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not even closing the blind. So now Jack 7 becomes pretty speculative. And JD's coming with the hold 4 again. He's going to pick this up. This is the second time we've seen JD cold 4-bet, so I wonder if OMG is stopping and thinking, oh, this is, you know, this guy's getting way out of line. But, you know, we've seen JD mostly been 4-betting, cold 4-betting, you know, very standard hands. If we saw JD 4-betting like king 7 off suit or something like that, then maybe we need to think about coming over the top with some shenanigan range. But he just has ace-5 suited, he has ace-king, he has pretty strong hands.
Kids do. I was bluffing.
Silly joker.
Oh.
Always bluffing, JD says.
For me, that was a bluff.
Your
Some
son
people,
said that
you
to
know,
you?
I don't know, but for me, it was a bluff.
How old's your son? He already.
Your son's 12 years old?
He's already talking shit. He's already
That
talking shit.
sounds like
He's
such
already
a threat. Someone says like, "Oh, I just ran a good bluff on you," and you're like, "How's your son?" It's like, "Oh, wow, those are fighting words."
It's all he needs.
He's got minuses, low percentages.
That's all he needs to talk shit. It's just the plus and the minus.
So he knows when I'm losing, for sure. He used to text me at the very beginning. He used to text me saying, "Don't play this hand. You got low percentage, like 17% or whatever." He's like, "Don't play this hand." He used to text me.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "That hand is over 15 minutes ago."
It sounds like OFC's son is sending him poker advice.
It's just the thought of,
First
like,
off, that's cheating.
like,
Two, I wonder how good the poker advice is like a 7-year-old. He's like, "Oh, the equity of your ace-5 is 34% against his ace-king dad." It's like, yo, maybe the kid should be at the table.
Every time you have a hand,
Every time what?
you have a hand when I'm straddled.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, this is a tilt call.
It's a pure coincidence.
OFC defends. The board comes really, really good for his range, but he super snap checks back. I think JD is gonna come on the turn. Loves going for these delay continuation bets. Gonna go big too. Oh, goes for 4. Ooh, and OFC quickly calls. So probably gonna put OFC on like a 7 or a 9 here. Should not be too many 8X's from JD that overbets the turn. Does he have king high? Is that what he says?
Tilt call.
It works.
Oh no, he's 5. He's 5. Okay. Good. Very well played from OFC, who read that JD was going to be coming with the big bluffs on the turn, and is able to snap it off there. Well played.
You didn't give me a chance to show my talent there, JD.
What's up?
You didn't give me a chance to show my talent. If you bet that, I would have probably called you.
On the river?
Yeah.
So he showed his talent by not betting.
OFC that would have been a fantastic call by OFC, and one that would have made a lot of sense.
I need to prove it.
Everybody down here is saying how good you are. I don't know.
I bet 400 on the turn and then realized like, oh, there's only 300 out there. Ah, that's good. Meant to do that.
OMG raising it up. Gonna get the standard 4x 3-bet out of position from Dunn, and this is gonna be a spot where OMG is gonna consider playing back here. I think seeing a 4-bet here makes a lot of sense.
You definitely still call.
Make it 13 or 1400. This hand mixes in both calls and 4-bets.
And if not, then you would raise. Just let you have it, you know.
Just calls this time.
You also just, you know, you're a nice guy. You felt like you needed one.
Thank you. Yeah. Rent's coming.
298, a board that probably going to start playing a mixed strategy. King Queen is
I know I've screwed up 3
often
times.
still going to be a bet,
But like, I feel like I have
but
to
both
try.
players check.
Yeah.
What's one more screw up, right?
Yeah, like. And if this one gets through, all my other screw ups were actually great decisions.
Dunn gets there on the turn, probably going to see at least 2 bets from him.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, checks the turn with the double trap.
I'm talking about my personal.
Pretty spicy here. Let's see if he can now find an overbet on the river now that he set a trap. That would make a lot of sense. So, like, I'd love to see 2,000 here.
I really thought I was just gonna bink a queen on the end and just fucking got him.
What was your kicker? Would that work?
No.
I was like, you must have a bad hand though.
I had queen jack. And that's why the jack didn't work, because he had jack 5.
Ooh, OMG thinking about something.
Good.
I wonder if he's thinking about a raise. A call here might be a little bit dangerous because
Anyway.
Dunn might still be turning a hand into a bluff, like ace 10 that doesn't think it has showdown value. So you never want to call with a hand that actually loses to some bluffs.
You're in big old trouble. I'm going straight to you. No matter what.
One phone call and my attempted murder went to class C.
Oh wow,
Murder down
it's like he's thinking about something.
You didn't get probation for murder.
Is that a raise or is it just a call?
I'm at 15. Okay, so the minimum rate is going to be 2K. Okay. It's going to be 50%, so they're going to
Oh, villain. Oh, so OMG misclicks, which is really unfortunate because the misclick is going to make it really, really hard for Dunn to find a fold here. I'm not really sure what he thought the raise was, but Villain's going to have instantly snap call here.
We're going to lose 3 ounces.
So probably made one of those kind of live mistakes because you can't really tell what the exact bet sizing is. So
I think you said
kind of
money. I don't
unfortunate
think I'm
there.
folding either way.
But I do love the idea of thinking about raising there.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yes. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Another flip. My favorite.
Oh, you guys don't do the
Alright, anyone but 3D. Anyone but 3D.
But, you know, well played Dunn for checking on the turn with such a strong hand and inducing that raise by the river and getting extra pay. So very, very well played.
Every hand is like, you have to just fold a ton of them, but like every hand you play is just unbelievably interesting.
I feel like I played a bunch of boring ones. But there are some fun ones.
1 to 5.
Oh, I feel like some of the ones where you're just super nutted are boring, and you just have to fold like 80% of them right away or whatever.
The JD's not going to win 1 to
The
5.
mediocre ones, I feel like they're just so,
Minimum bet
so
100.
interesting.
Yeah.
Boards changing all the time.
Looks like we're doing a
Honestly,
flip now.
we just started playing like the uncapped ones and like the bigger games. But one time we were just
Every
like,
dealer change, we do a $100 Omaha
And so
flip.
then we said like we would just do a cap, so we would just do like a 4K cap.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But then it's a lot easier because it's not as interesting. It's more just like everybody puts in 100. No, you lose. There's like 900 in a 4K cap. It's just like okay, like.
Yeah, you gotta find the right balance. Probably like.
Once you get kind of a little anything, you just sometimes you usually like get it all in 3 ways just on the flop. You can just run it out type of thing.
And like the 2-5 game.
You win
and stuff,
500,
like,
yeah.
Super deep, yeah. I
Everyone
played
has
some
like
interesting
super
ones.
different stack sizes too. So there's like.
It is.
I have played some interesting ones. This is true.
I took two, one to, it should have been 1 to 7, but I took 2 off because of the luck. It was insanely lucky.
I folded quads correctly in one time.
That's gotta be a good feeling.
Did it offer me the same
Is
reason?
this
No,
this kind
I
of
can't go
annoying?
against that. JD is
Yeah,
friend.
but, like-
I'm not going to bet it against him.
I'm sure it's not fun.
I think-
You like 4 bet the river, you know? Like,
I think
it's like
JD
4 bet the river.
has told the folding quads correctly story
It's not even like you could have like
every
some
time
river
he's
happen.
talked about Omaha in his life.
It's like okay. Have a little funeral for the hand for a second.
If you would have
Yeah.
made the bet.
He even tells the same details. I had a funeral for the hand for a second.
I'm gonna go 3 for 3 today, boys. So maybe not.
I had a wake for my quads.
Low. I don't even know what I did. I'm drawing dead. Okay, never mind. 2 for 3. I got 8 high.
No one that's won. Oh, I got
I can't even tell who won. Danny with a full house. Good job.
Ooh, I got an out.
So sick.
What do I need it?
hold, baby, hold.
Can we do a different river?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'm down. You guys down for a different river? Everyone? Majority votes?
That was a case for.
Majority votes.
Well played flip by Danny.
My vote counts as 10 then.
You guys want to
You
switch
said
the
last
game
week
to
you're never
Omaha?
flipping again, remember? Never mind. I didn't remember that.
No, we don't need another.
Huh? Do I? Sorry.
I was pretty scared.
You were.
Yeah, I mean, when there's
Okay.
quads on the board, you're always. I mean, you have to fold unless you have an ace, right? Like if there's 4 2s on the board, yeah, single ace
Yeah, the 50
is
is pretty much
enough.
automatic.
It's more when you fold,
You did. You did.
Felt like it
you know,
was
a
not protected.
pocket quads.
We protected you.
Can't
Or
believe
pocket
we
pair
rewarded
that
the
made
guy
quads.
playing. That's just
I
Not
know, and I knew that
4
was
7s in
but
your
still,
hand.
like,
anyone
it
but
was the
that guy.
principle of the thing.
Could you imagine someone being dealt 4 7s in the hand, and then they just like go all in on the river with like quad 7s? Like, oh my god. I've seen that. I've seen people play $10,000 bomb pots in
I knew
Dallas,
that would be the most likely outcome.
and then on the river they show a single diamond in Omaha, and they're like, I have a flush? And they're like, ah, that's not how Omaha works.
I didn't see it, but just be careful.
OFC coming after them today. See if Danny finds some raising shit. No, just calls.
You can hide it over here if you want it safer.
I know, it's like, should I get a net?
3 5 6 OFC flops second pair. JD has 2 overcards and some back
Is
doors.
it a glasses thing, you think?
What's that?
Like you could see that?
No, I mean, if anything, that helps me. There's like, because
I don't know if it's because it's shaded.
my
Yeah.
glasses are fucked out. They're like kind of weird.
Probably have all options open to him. Extra fold.
But maybe because of sunglasses.
That part, right? On that eye. Well, I mean,
Would love to see some more floats from these guys with some weaker holdings.
Yeah.
That's why I actually started wearing prescription glasses. Because that table I misread and just put a few hands. Give me a head straight.
Well, you're in the worst seat for like eye issues. That's why we always put Carlos in the 5. So you
Really
can
important is
help
if you don't ever
see it.
call the flop with some air type hands, and you can't have
I did
bluffs
not
on future
anymore. Like, I have
streets.
2020
Makes you a little bit too
in
predictable.
This size still, but this was
You
like,
show up with top pair too often.
I don't know. 20.
Or like the
15
obvious
I don't know
draw,
how the
right? You
pictures
just show
work.
up with like
This was off
hearts when the board has 3 cards.
3 years.
It's really important to show up with these kind of random hands, so when the board does go to crap and your opponent checks, then well, you have some hands that are complete air.
I've got 20 Stevie and 20 Ray Charles.
They've been telling me I'll need them forever, but I still haven't.
That you will need them?
Like when I was 20, they're like, okay, in 3 years you're gonna need glasses, and then in 3 years, they're like, in 3 more years you're gonna need.
Why did they tell you that? You're 2020.
They said like they're noticing it was getting worse, but.
Paolo raises pocket queens. It seems like
they
it's
told me like
around
they
to
told me like in a couple years maybe, but
nobody.
Like if it, they said if it continues to get worse, but I don't know.
I don't feel good driving at night already.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Last time I checked 2020, but I don't know. Maybe it's different.
Pretty rare.
And that was also I haven't gotten checked in a couple of years.
I got to check today. I'm still dilated.
Double PLO bomb pot
They're measuring my eyes.
is like all of the best things and worst things about poker at once. Because on one hand, it's like
No cataracts.
the absolute single technically most difficult game to play because there's unlimited variables.
Which lens option you want.
It's really hard to think about all of your equity on every board.
Yeah, right.
And then it's also like the dumbest game
obviously.
because you just go pot 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 with, or everyone just goes pot 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 with the other nuts, and you just have to show up with like the stronger nut.
You're masturbating too much when you're a kid.
3-way flop here,
Yeah.
ace queen ahead.
That's
Ace queen stays ahead, but this is definitely going to be a board where whoever reads at the pot's going to take it down first. Checks down to OFC, who checks back. Probably a hand that I imagine is going to want to bluff. Who wants it more? OFC. OFC doesn't want it. Checks down now. Have to put in a bluff here. King high can't be good. Doesn't make too much sense for JD to bet here. He wants to check call when he thinks he has the best hand. Betting here doesn't actually get a better hand to fold either. Oh, so OFC just checks down here, but this is going to be a spot where he probably could have won if he tried to put on the gas.
Free flop. Y'all both outflop me.
Sean, no matter what you do that hand, you weren't winning, alright? So just didn't matter. I set the trap. I'm gonna snap call you.
And,
Once you had it, I was gonna snap raise you.
I knew better not to bluff that one.
Well, it's not getting through.
Yep. To be honest, I thought it was good.
That's disrespectful. But reasonable, I understand. But.
OMG gets variance, raising up pocket jacks. JD immediately looks down at jack 10. This is a hand you can consider folding some percentage of the time, but JD is not a man who likes to fold immediately 3 bets, and that's going to clear out most of the field, I imagine. And OMG calls. Flop comes ace high and pretty safe lower cards. I imagine JD is going to be able to find a bet here on the flop. And not only is he going to be able to bet the flop, but this hand is not actually horrible to find a double barrel, if not a triple barrel, depending on exactly what hands he thinks OMG has defended pre-flop. So if OMG has a hand like ace-jack suited that he's looking to defend here, JD is going to be able to, block ace-jack, ace-10 here. And makes it more likely that OMG is going to have a hand like, queens, jacks, tens that are, or queens and jacks that are going to want to fold. And JD finds that double barrel in, gets him off jack. Well played. Really like JD's aggression there. Really like that he found a hand that doesn't have very much natural equity, but has good blockers, so kept on blasting. Good job.
When you do the cataracts, you have to do like one eye at a time, right? Like,
Yeah, they're gonna do the left eye first, and
you wait like 6 months or something, and then do the other.
4 to 6 weeks.
Oh.
3 weeks apart. Yeah, I gotta take some eye drops in the meantime.
It's like a little bit of a gamble,
Obviously
right?
raises
Like there's
to
some chance that it goes bad.
175 with a suited 10, mixing up with
it gets worse.
his opening sizes. And here we go see Danny goes ahead and rebets him. OC definitely has a hand that he can not defend.
Like he did,
He's been,
like way.
he's been defending some speculative hands in position, so I imagine that 10-8 is going to be a little too good for him to find a fold with.
Move for that, but I don't know how all of it works. Like 5-10, probably the travels or something.
It's at UT Southwestern. This guy's been recommended, so.
And OFC makes the call. Poker Monkey says he'll be on the TCH Poker Cruise at the end of March. Definitely something I'm actually thinking about doing. My girlfriend saw the cruise commercial today and looked pretty excited. OFC outflopped Danny with the hearts. Danny has a hand that can bet once, but might not be able to put in too many barrels here. Let's see. Starts the down bet. I imagine OFC is going to call here. Occasionally can mix in a raise.
But they had a ton of stuff. Like they keep selling this like.
This is unrelated. I don't know if it's helpful, but I watched this like video online a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. It was like a MRI or something, like rubbing their eyes. It was like showing like eyeballs like moving all around. It was really weird.
So super improved OFC hand into something that's going to want to jam the turn. But Danny now has turned a little bit of showdown value, so I imagine he's going to be a little bit more check-oriented here. Going to check down here. Going to try to pick off some bluffs here at Dunn Heart. Rivers to pair. OFC's pretty obligated to bluff here. Goes for 1,100. Makes a lot of sense. You should have a lot of, ace of heart type hands here.
That are just like going and worth looking at, and like tons of restaurants.
And I imagine that Danny is pretty obligated to raise here with the river 2 pair on a board where villains should not be able to have too many top 2 pairs and sets here. OFC can't have ace king, can't have kings. Hard for him to have jacks. Looks like we see Danny just make the call. Would want to see Danny put in a raise there just really hard to see what hand is better than him. Yeah, it looks like OMG's variant says he's got 1.6 in his stack, but looks like he's got more than that. Maybe probably closer to 6,000. So hopefully we can get the stream to get him to chip up correctly.
No, it changes. No, it's better than you don't. So it's what we think you do. You don't have to be.
Sorry guys, the usual production crew is out sick, so I'm out here remote casting from Chicago. I don't have all of the usual production tools available to me, so just gonna have to fly with today's skeleton crew. But hopefully you guys are enjoying all of the poker action here from Dallas TCH.
Yeah.
Playing
so like
5, 10, 25,
the answer is not how many cards in the world. The answers are, what is Paolo going to say?
And once again, OFC refuses to fold. Going to be raising it up and just pushing the aggression. Really like to see it, and making aggression is just picking it up.
Whoever's like on the same wavelength as your, estimates your IQ correctly. It can be.
Rich Mike, 10% of hands.
You got a good question? No. Alright. How many people do you think?
No,
We can play for something if you want. I don't know what the
we can
rules
just play
are.
for fun.
Yeah. I just want to play.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if we're supposed to like. I would assume we're not supposed to.
But, I mean, there could be even collusion. I mean, people could lie. Some of you guys are best friends. I don't know.
I was thinking I got sick edge. Don't make some money. That's what I was thinking. Paolo, give me the wink, but
two of you guys could be best friends and just sway your number.
you guys can be best friends and be like hustling us. You can be brothers or something. I don't know. Fuck.
It's so much way more fun when we play for money.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what the rules are for.
You just play it.
Looks like the 100 straddle is on, and Carlos just calls from cutoff. It's funny that when the 100 straddle is on, people really don't like to raise.
Tell them where the money's going so they can.
It's really scary.
With a string.
OFC just completes King 2 blinds. Ace 10 8. Carlos way ahead
Yeah, I'm sorry.
with the nut flush draw.
Push it up to here. Thank you. Sorry about that.
My first time doing it.
That's all right.
One game is the 3 people and someone names 2 celebrities, the other 2 have to guess who's older for X amount.
Checks Carlos, pots it,
I don't know who anybody is.
and takes it down.
I would literally have
Ace
to,
10, definitely a board where you get to bet on the large side if you don't think villain can have pocket 10s or ace, or there's occasionally 3-betting some of his ace 10 suited there. I like seeing the big raise there, put max pressure on a lot of your opponent's hands.
We're just doing for fun.
all of the oceans.
Yeah, just for fun. You come up with the number, but don't tell us.
Keep it in your head.
Don't tell
Don't
us.
change it. Just
Pick a number and stick it, and let us know when you're ready, then we'll all guess what you think.
Do you want to?
He can change what he thinks. So.
I know that's why I
No,
don't
no,
play for
no.
money.
So he's gonna lock in the answer in his head.
That's why, like, typically,
Yeah.
so, like,
Yeah, if we're playing for money, you should write it down. But we're playing for
tape
fun.
rocks, you need to write it down earlier. So typically play for money. First, I write it down, locks it in, and then
You got a number? Yeah.
Folds around to Paolo, who wakes up with big slick in the cutoff.
One of us to just set a line, and the other one chooses over under.
Yeah, I just said a line. Sorry.
Well, you can also bid, which
And
is kind of fun.
OFC once again wakes up with a suited hand and defends.
Yeah, you keep going higher. And
OFC being the only person correctly defending his straddle so far.
That's interesting.
Whatever you want to do.
Ace Jack 2. Paolo's allowed to overbet here. Would love to see him do something crazy, like 500. Goes for the down bet, which is also fine, especially if he does this with, you know, nearly his range or his entire range. OFC with bottom pair. Easy call.
Are you guys playing
Turns
heads
the
up right
4.
now?
This is actually an interesting spot. In theory, he's allowed to actually donk here some percentage of the time, having, you know, some exclusive 2-pair combinations.
Thank you. These nitwits.
These guys are
Checks,
morons.
Paolo bets, let's see, 300, 275.
Sharks and then
Standard probably here is actually closer to like 700 or 800.
How many he thinks?
So he says 3 million. Anyone take over?
And OFC quickly makes the call.
I'm gonna go.
I feel like this time. That did not feel like a genuine well bet.
Depending on what the river is,
I would like to participate.
it might shut down
I would
Paolo.
like the under on all of these numbers.
And it becomes a 5. Might be a little bit dicey. If it becomes a 3, might be a little bit
I
dicey.
go 4.5.
Didn't you set 3?
Yeah, we're bidding right
Yeah, but
now.
we're bidding.
Are you even higher?
Yes.
You said
6 is pretty blank, but
5 mil.
It's a little bit close with Ace King. I think if you went for a smaller sizing on the turn, you can go for a lot of value here. If you went for a large sizing on the turn, now it gets a little bit trickier. But definitely has to think his hand is still pretty good. And takes it down.
Paolo thinks they're hard.
I know how many things.
Are you guys done?
I'm gonna say 9.9 million.
It's so sick because my number in my head was 10, he was going to say 10 million. Okay, what's your number? Be honest.
He's gonna say 1 million.
Yeah.
300K.
300K?
No way, he changed his answer. He changed it. Look at him.
I just want to point out that I was closer than both of you.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Well, yeah, but then we were going
Okay,
higher.
wait,
And
so
then
how many shots do you think are really in
these
those?
two started saying like 2 million, 5 million.
Probably a shit ton.
So it was 10 million like
The
ring.
actual answer I think is like 2 million, but they're just kind of ballparking it.
I wish we could eavesdrop a little
I've
bit
done
better.
this one before. I think it's a great question. And then one time we were playing.
Yeah, I was
Do you know Ryan Links that plays here?
Sounds like something's
Back in
interesting.
the day, he used to live in Vegas.
Fortunately, can't be a horrible spy. Back to the action. Bridge Mike's looking at a King Jack offsuit and just folds. Bridge Mike being quite tight so far this session.
We asked him how many. And his
Carlos
line,
mixes it up to 200, so I imagine the 50 straddles on.
732 or something.
We don't know.
I think it's like 2 million as of a couple
Alright,
years ago.
just folds around.
And who got the answer?
I got the wrong answer.
Easy game.
I'm shocked by that. I still think he's lying. I think he changed what he said.
I mean, initially I was going to say the nose, but then
Yeah, well, it all depends. You know, are you counting nurse sharks and whale sharks? That bullshit.
Yeah, all of them.
Sharks.
All of them.
All right, we'll just have the winner go next.
I don't know who won, but yeah.
I'm dead. I'm out.
You quit this game?
No, I lost. I think.
It's an eliminator.
I lost. I don't know. He said the winner goes next.
Tony A, Kazra K, and Samir O. Kat, you want it? Thank you. Gil, you want it? You want one too?
I also thought for sure Paolo would over.
Paolo raising it up with Ace Queen.
Sticking with it that he changed his number.
A lot of this game has been pretty tame. A lot of flatting in position. Expect to see a lot of 3-bets. I'm actually surprised that JD doesn't 3-bet here.
We have bad blood.
Normally JD is a player who likes to have a lot of 3-bets in his range. Don't see him have too many flats, but maybe he's flatting to hopefully see a 3-way pot. Paolo checks and JD down bets. Paolo with the Jack, with the Queen of Diamonds should almost always call out of position, but instantly folds. This is going to be a spot where, because again, we're thinking our opponents are just check folding ace high too often, we're really encouraged to take many stabs at them.
I like you, Sean. OFC.
Do you want to know the answer on the sharks?
Yeah, what is it?
You're not gonna believe it.
Was it 2 million still or no?
1 billion.
See?
1 billion?
I knew it was there.
Yeah. It's got to be way more than what you guys are saying.
I googled this like not that long ago, and
Well,
the first
you
article
Googled
I
it,
found, yeah.
Come on, guys. I want to see some more floats with ace high. Ace Queen, so good on the flop.
Oh yeah.
I think
Let's
you're
ask this guy math questions.
Yeah. Too many zeros. I can't count that high. I wasn't.
Oh, we did do 100.
OMG, raising it up.
You're double straddle, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, there's a 100 straddle on, so he has to min raise here. So he min raises under the gun with pocket 10. This is the tough thing is these games are sometimes 50 straddle, 100 straddle. You're just never quite sure exactly how much money is there. So you have to always be really attentive.
This is a solution to get lobbing things. Keep raising the stakes.
Wow, Bridge Mike snap fold, king queen off suit.
You annoyed Sean.
And looks like this folds around. Easy game. Even min raising.
Yeah. Lots of sharks. See, we're base. These guys are morons.
Right? And they called us idiots.
Yeah, I know. They're laughing at us.
All right, JD.
Literally idiots.
So who's next? How many cases of chlamydia in Dallas County per year?
Oh my god.
How many cases of what?
Chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
Is this a beverage?
I thought this was gonna be like when you said cases. I was thinking like, oh, this is like a legal question. Like, how many criminal cases are there? Like, how many? You're like chlamydia. So that's why I didn't understand the words. How many? That's the next question.
He's very intimate with this answer.
5'10", 25, 50, 100.
He's legally required.
You have 5 blinds on.
Who do you want to be the brain to guess? You want me to be the
JD
brain or
Reese is
someone else?
250 with pocket 8.
I think it'd be him.
Danny looks in the small blind with ace 8. So a close hand.
Yeah, I think Danny should be the brain.
Ends up
Danny, you
folding.
do a number.
And you said Dallas County.
Well, that's fine.
What's the point of
What's up?
You're just 25.
Oh, was that a quarter? Oh.
Yeah.
Does he have a suited hand? Suited hand has to defend. Ace 7 offsuit calls.
For Danny.
Cases of chlamydia per year? I'm gonna guess it's 85,000.
In Dallas?
Dallas County.
I think under.
Timothy flops medium pair. JD flops the open-ended straight draw and a pair. Starts with a bet. Definitely a spot where you